It's me, Mikey Pipes. Okay, this next service call. Customer has one zone of heat not working, and I know he has a boiler. So I know he has a boiler, and I know he has one zone of heat not working. So maybe it could be a thermostat, circulator, zone valve, or it could be the whole house doesn't work and the guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But nonetheless, let's go see what's going on. Oh, you're waiting for me. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm Mike. So, what's going on?
Okay, so I have one thermostat here that basically heats up most of the rooms.
Okay. You have radiators, I see.
Yeah.
Recessed into the wall.
Yes. So,
You have another thermostat where?
another thermostat is in this bin right here.
Okay. Which one's not working?
This one.
When did it stop working?
I think it's not working this season. Like last year it was working. This year I thought it was working, but it looks like probably.
Baseboard. Okay.
Yeah. So it only heats up this room.
How old are the batteries in here?
I changed it like over the weekend.
Okay.
But it still didn't do anything. I thought the battery was the issue, but it looks like something else.
All right. Show me the boiler. The rest of the house heat's fine?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Excellent. Let's see. That's the boiler. Slant Fin. Yep. Wow. Okay. One zone, two zone valves. Old Honeywell. These are the ones you can't change. All right, so let's go to. This is gonna be that zone here. So let's see. All right, this zone valve seized up, locked up. It has 4 screws, 2 on each side. That if you loosen up the 2 that you normally would, the whole thing starts leaking out water. So you gotta change the whole zone valve. But when inspecting this boiler visually, I noticed that it's all charred up. The steel is burning and turning orange. A lot of soot in there too. So we're gonna do a combustion test to make sure she's safe first. It absorbs pressure.
Okay.
That because it's a closed system, as water is heated, it expands in pressure. And without means to absorb pressure, you know, the primary safety device called the relief valve will blow, you know, once it gets to a certain amount of pressure, because it's a low pressure boiler. So this tank's job is to absorb that pressure when the boiler heats the water, and it's like an automatic diaphragm. So when this thing is full, it weighs like 40 pounds, because pressurized water, right? You may think it's a small little tank, it holds maybe couple gallons, but pressurized, it weighs a lot. And the way this is just attached to this 1/2-inch copper, and they use a piece of band iron here, and another piece of band iron there, like the genius who installed this was not really a genius at all. Those are good. All right, where's the switch for this thing? Is it over here? No. Is there a switch for this thing anywhere? Because it's burning safe, so I don't see one. I don't see one up there either. Maybe top of the basement stairs? Yeah, let's turn that off. Yeah, she's okay. She's old, but she's still good. So I have a 3/4 inch press Honeywell zone valve. We're gonna put that in here. So just a disclaimer. You have a boiler from, I'm going to guess probably the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Okay? And I have to now, in order to change this valve, which is defective, I have to drain the boiler, which a lot of components are used to. under a certain amount of pressure. And the biggest reason why I'm saying this is because there are some components called, one for example is called the pressure reducing valve, which is that red thing up there, right? Its job is to take house pressure, which let's say is 60 psi, and always make it 12. So let's say the system is slowly losing a little bit of water, it's going to let some in. But normally, if you remember, I said it's a closed system. So it doesn't need water unless there's a leak somewhere, for example, or unless the system is being serviced. So this valve here, and the only reason why I'm saying this is because it happens. Well, and what may happen is I shut down this valve here, I drain down the boiler, I cut out this zone valve, I put a new zone valve in, I introduce water back into the system, I then bleed all the, because this has to be done now. This is a lot of work. I bleed all the radiators, and now I notice that there's too much pressure in the system. And the relief valve opens, which is the one that's similar to the one in your water heater here, but it's right here. Right? Which makes sure that's the right PSI, which it is 30 PSI. So I'm just saying that as a disclaimer because I'm not here for that, but we may end up replacing that. Just so you know.
Okay.
If those results on the combustion analysis that we just did, I expected honestly to be much higher. I expected to see carbon monoxide sky high off the roof. I expected to see the temperature of the boiler like in the 600-degree range. And I expected to see very little O2, which, oxygen, it needs to burn fuel. But it doesn't have any of that. So the damage that I see there may have been, previously, and then it was repaired. Because right now, it's burning fine. Like, this boiler could be 1 million years old or 2 days old. As long as it's burning safe, that's my number one concern. I don't really care about anything else.
Okay.
I don't care about fixing the boiler to give you heat. I care about fixing the boiler to make sure it's safely giving you heat. We on the same page?
Oh yeah. So
cool.
The boiler is good for now.
Again, if you need an incentive to replace it, today's the day to do it, because this is a very time-consuming repair. But if you don't if that's not in the budget, you weren't even considering replacing it before, then let's just fix it and then let's see how much more time you get out of it. Because again, I'm not here to sell you anything you don't need. You don't need a new boiler. If you were thinking about getting a new one, now's the time to do it because you're spending a ton of money replacing this because you have 1 year. You also have another one there. That one works, right? But when is that one gonna die? You see what I mean? Like it's an old car. Like you go to the mechanic, he tells you, listen, you need a new transmission, you need new rotors, and then a month later he tells you, listen, you need a new you need new brake calipers, you need this, you need that, and then you need a new engine. Again, just laying all the cards on the table.
Can you give me?
Beautiful. All right. So when did you move in?
Last summer, like in June.
COVID purchase.
Yeah. It started out before the whole pandemic thing.
Yeah.
But,
It took a while to close and
yeah.
figure out everything out.
Yep.
Of course, that's not gonna open.
So it was like kind of a mess. Like we had inspection done, and like it was kind of hard to visit because the previous owners, they had like cancer patients, so they were quarantined like, heavily. So
not fun.
A lot of things.
Not fun. So what I was saying before, this is a zone valve, and the way it works is the thermostat sends power to it to open, and it activates a motor, and the motor slowly opens, and then once it's fully open, like the valve inside is now can let water through. However, its job also is to turn the boiler on, because we have what we call a little end switch. If you know, I don't know if you were paying attention, but there's a little button in there. So when I push in this button manually, it will turn the boiler on to circulate the water, create heat, create flame, right? So when the motor comes on, a little lever inside pushes in that little button in there and keeps it on until the thermostat says, hey, I'm happy, and then let's go. Now, what sucks about these, and I haven't seen this type of valve in a while, which is the reason why I'm making an educational video here for the guys, because this is what we call a Honeywell 4-wire zone valve. And unlike newer ones, newer than the past 40 years, I can replace just the head. on newer ones. On here, there are 4 screws that hold this head onto the body, the brass body itself. And if I just loosen up 1 screw, the thing will start to leak water. I learned that the hard way about 10 years ago because I've always saw the other ones, like the one you're getting now. I can show you. So like here, of course it's the flat screw. And the only reason why I'm explaining this is because you happen to be helicoptering around, which I don't care, I don't mind, but you're curious to know what's going on. So there's a screw there and a screw there. There's not a screw there. It's like a little button and a button there, right?
Yeah.
So when I could take these 2 screws out, pull his whole body out, and replace it. Unlike that, there's 4 screws, and you'll see that in a minute because I'm about to cut that out and show it to you. Because I got to cut. The boiler is almost done draining. Good. And hopefully we don't get splashed with water, which we probably will, but nonetheless, let me go.
You need some towels down?
Nah, I got the bucket. So there's one. And I'm going to be a little creative about doing this. Where's my little piece? Missing. All right. Now, I am going to take this bucket. I'm going to put it. It's not going to let me. All right. Here goes nothing. Let me get the valve ready.
I think we could bring us like a smaller bucket if you.
If you have, let's see. Actually, can I use this?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, stick you in there. Let me get my flashlight back. Only because the valve, I don't know if it's fully open or not. So if it's not fully open, when I cut this, all the water's gonna come out of it. But we'll be all right. I've done this a few times on TV before. Now, you see, this one has a screw there and a nipple there. There's a screw here and a nipple there. On the old one I just cut out, which is right here, as you can see, screw, 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 screw. So if we take this off on the fly, we're gonna have tons of water, so you can't do it. All right, so wired in the new zone valve. I use my Wagos, as you can see. The 221 lever connectors. He's turning off the thermostat for this zone. I'm going to turn power on. And we're going to watch that zone valve energize and open. And then turn on the boiler once that lever hits that little black end switch. Wait for it. There it goes. See? And as soon as that lever hits that little nipple, the boiler comes on like that. Voila, like magic. Ooh, I felt that heat when that thing kicked on. Plate is not on though anyway. No, leave it on. Put the plate back on. Little wing nuts back on. And now we have to wait for it to heat up and test for combustion. All right. See that valve on the boiler, there we go. Its job is to maintain the proper pressure of the boiler. If it doesn't do that, we have to manually add or wait for it to slowly add, which is what it's doing now. But let's check this one next. Since the second floor, they normally, the air, I can even feel the heat. This one's on, good. Let's check the other ones up here, make sure they're nice and toasty. I see you have a piece of cast iron convector here. That one, it feels cold. It's cold. And there's a bleeder right there. There's a bleeder right there. Nope. That's, what is that? Oh, it's up there. There it is. No, I got water there. Okay. It made us not just be circulating. Okay. You want to check the other room? Is it good?
Yeah.
Warmish. But let's try this anyway. I got water. Good. Okay. Excellent. All right. Yeah, he knows about this. All right. Service tag. Today's date. Done zone valve. Put a valve tag on the boiler feed valve. Valve tag on the gas cock for the boiler. Here's my combustion analysis results printout right there. Didn't cover up previous any history. Sticker. And we're right around 22 PSI. And I did confirm that this is a 15 PSI relief valve. All right. I'm gonna give him a proposal to replace. First consideration. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. Another zone valve. This one over 40 years of age and required the boiler needed to be drained. I couldn't just pull the head off the body and make the change. So I'm glad I was able to record a little bit of the background dialogue between the client and myself. You know, showing that we did the combustion test before actually making a massive repair like that. Because if my readings were, sky high, let's just replace it. Let's not throw any money into this. And I think things were getting lost in a language barrier there because he told me to repair, and then he goes, "Listen, when are you doing this? Can you do it today?" And I was like, "Yeah, the repair I can make today." Like, no, like replacement. I'm like, "I thought you wanted me to repair it." He goes, "No, I want you to replace it." And I'm like, "We told me you want me to repair." So things got lost in translation a little bit over there, but nonetheless, I did make the repair, made sure the boiler was running safe. It proved that with a documented combustion test, and of course, gave him a proposal to replace the equipment. And we'll see what he does. But for now, it's up and running, so I feel confident and I feel I can sleep good at night. All right, be well. God bless. Stay safe. If you want any stickers, email me, mike@mikeypipes.com. If you don't like this video, thumbs down and then start playing in traffic. Go play with rocks. Kick rocks. Kick rocks. But make sure you subscribe.